Hey guys, Aaron here, Functional Aesthetics EC. So in today's video, I want to go over a couple different exercises. The first one we're going to go over is a exercise to decrease neck pain. If you're having pain in your neck, tension in your upper traps, exercise you can do to anywhere to help you improve that. Also, I'm going to show you a couple exercises that to improve mobility in your shoulders, as well as increase thoracic extension that you can do just about anywhere with no equipment at all. And then I'm going to show you a little bit more common exercise for improving thoracic extension and shoulder mobility. So without further ado, we'll get into the video. Alright, so the first exercise I want to show you is for your neck. And this is a little bit more common exercise. A lot of times you see people and they're stretching their trapezius out, doing something like this. And you can actually get more along the back side of the trapezius, bending your head down. If you want to get more along the top, you tilt your chin up, and that'll do it. However, if you're really tight, sometimes the muscle doesn't stretch along the entire length because you have knots in there. So sometimes what you want to do before that is do a little bit of trigger point massage. So you can either use your hand and just get in there first and feel around, and when you find a sore spot, just push down on it and keep steady pressure in that area. Also remember to breathe in first and then exhale as you are putting pressure on the tight area. And then start stretching as you get further into it. So tilt your head to the side, continue to breathe deeply to relax, activate your parasympathetic nervous system to get into a rest digest state, relax your muscles. You can also use a Theracane, which will allow you to apply a little bit more pressure in some of those areas that are a little bit farther back, even lower down in your back, between the shoulder blades, rhomboids, areas like that, to get a little more pressure. Also, if you have a friend, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and they can actually massage in there too, get a little bit more leverage on it if you're particularly tight. So then what you want to do after you break up the adhesions there, I'm going to flip around the chair around so you can see the back of the neck a little bit better. So then what you want to do is massaging. You've loosened it all up. Now you want to follow it up with your lat stretch. So you grab the bottom of the chair, lean to the side, taking a deep breath. And as with any stretch, you want to take a deep breath in first before you do the stretch, and then as you are stretching, exhale. It'll help you get more range of motion out of your stretch. So that's your neck stretch. I'm going to cut the clip here and we'll show you the exercises you can do anywhere for improving shoulder mobility and increasing thoracic extension. Okay, so the next exercise I want to show you is for increasing shoulder mobility, scapular rhythm, especially improve that mobility in the shoulder blade area, as well as improving thoracic extension and helping to correct internally rotated arms. Now the reason this one works is because it helps to stretch the lats dynamically while also activating the lower trapezius, also the rhomboids a little bit, and the rotator cuff muscles to bring your shoulder blades down and depress them. So why this is important is the lats, they help to adduct the arms, but they also help to slightly internally rotate the arms. If you're doing a lot of pull-ups, even if you're in front of you like this, your lats can tend to get short and tight. So in addition to stretching exercises, which you can do throughout the day, and the benefit of this is as well, if you have a job where you're sitting a lot, this can help you bring more oxygen to your brain as well by opening up the rib cage and allowing more oxygen into your lungs. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in first. We're going to roll the shoulders down and back as we do so. So breathing in and then hold for a second, and then as you depress your shoulder blades, exhale. So we're going to do a couple cycles of that first. Alright, so now that you're warmed up, got the oxygen coming up right underneath your sternum here. Now what we're going to do is going to stretch the lats out dynamically as is follows here. So we're going to go down and back. Then after you've exhaled, you're going to again keep in that retracted position with your shoulder blades. Taking another deep breath, and you're going to externally rotate your arms so the palms are facing forward, as you can see, like this. Now, before you exhale, you're going to go simultaneously inhale, then externally rotating the arms, and immediately following that, you're going to raise your arms in a neutral position, trying to maintain the down and back position of your shoulders the whole time. So down and back, deep breath in, all the way up, stop at the top, exhale. Now what you can also do is down and back, and pause. So if you feel like you've got a lot of oxygen in there, you get a really good feel here, where you feel that oxygen really pushing out underneath the breastbone there, you just pause, hold your breath at the top, and then as soon as you start to feel like you have to struggle to hold your oxygen, relieve the pressure, exhale. Now another thing you can do, in some of my other videos I've talked about the force couples acting on the hips. So you want to try to get a posterior pelvic tilt to further increase that stretch and activation of the lower trapezius while doing this. So what you want to do from there is once you're in the top position, then so you might have kind of an anterior pelvic tilt as you're coming up, making sure you're getting lots of oxygen, making sure that you're able to keep that neutral position in the hands here, and rotating your shoulders down and back. Now, from there though, to increase that stretch in this middle back area, upper lower back area, lower upper back area, is to then, once you're in the top position, tilt your hips under, and you should feel a good stretch all the way in that area. Then hold that for a little bit while you're doing that. Okay, so that is the exercise there, dynamic stretching for the lats, increase mobility in the shoulders, activate those muscles that help to depress your scapula, and we'll get into the next exercise. Okay, so another exercise you can do, and obviously this one, because of the foam roller and the yoga mat, you can't do it anywhere, but if you are at home or in a space or at the gym or something like that, in a space where dedicated to working out, a good thing to do before you do that stretch that I showed you earlier is to first do some foam rolling for the lats and posterior shoulder girdle. So first you're going to lay on your side here. You're going to start on the rib cage, and you're going to begin rolling. Roll for a couple seconds, then rotate back a little bit, and starting about middle of your rib cage, just roll along the lats and work your way up, all the way up to where your triceps and your lats meet, right in the armpit region there. Now you don't want to be on your armpit like this. You want to be back a little bit, right on the edge of these muscles on the side. And you're going to continue rolling like that and work your way up, even slightly coming back a little bit to hit the rear delts as you get to that region. Roll out along your tricep, like so. Then, from there, after you've done that, I'm going to flip this around to get the others, work a little bit on my other side. Then you want to lay on your back and slightly roll off to one side so you're resting most of your weight on one shoulder blade. Keep that arm over your head, lock your elbow out, and roll up and down like so. And so in that way, you've loosened up the lats, you loosened up the posterior shoulder girdle, also loosened up your serratus anterior, which helps to keep the shoulder blades depressed to the scapula. And then if you want to go a step further, you can also do some basic foam rolling for your chest as well. Put it at kind of an angle so that if you had the foam rollers at a triangle, they'd meet underneath your chin. And right in that space between the shoulder and your chest, roll along there and roll it all out. Alright, so that's a good mobility one you can do to preface the previous exercise if you have the time to do it. Now I'm going to show you another exercise that you can do anywhere, no equipment required. You can do it at the office when you have a break. You can do it on your lunch hour. You can do it when you're walking home from the car. You can do it while you're watching TV. Very simple exercise, but it's also going to help you to improve your posture. Okay, so for this exercise, similar to the neutral hand position, anatomical man, arm raised over your head, whatever you want to call it, this exercise, though, places more emphasis on the lower trapezius as well as increasing mobility in the posterior shoulder girdle. So for this one, I'm going to take the shirt off so you can see what's going on with the shoulder blades, and I'm going to turn around and face away from the camera so you can see what's happening as I'm doing this exercise. Okay, so what you want to do first is, actually I guess I got to turn around. You're going to roll your shoulders down and back, point your thumbs up, bring your elbows up, kind of like you're doing a scarecrow, but down underneath so your elbows are below shoulder level. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then from that position you want to posteriorly rotate your pelvis and then push your hands over your head and try to really focus on locking out the elbows, and you'll be able to see as you try to depress your shoulder blades as well in the back. So we're going to go shoulders down and back, hands back like this. Now rotate your pelvis under. Take a deep breath first, and then push straight over your head, like so. Take a deep breath in. And anywhere from 3 to 5 breaths in that position, come back down, take a break, and do it again. Another way you can do it to increase the, kind of a step up, to increase the intensity of this exercise, once you get used to that, is to actually stand up and perform the exercise at with a slight bend. So, taking a deep breath first. And you should really feel your upper back activating, as well as a stretch in this area here behind your arms. If you don't feel that, go back to the vertical version. It might be a little bit too intense, and the exercise is not activating the proper muscles just because they are simply too weak. So, as promised, I'm going to finish up the video with a little bit more common mobility exercise, but actually one of my favorite ones for increasing thoracic extension. I actually got this one from Jeremy Ethier in his video, and thought I would include it here. Special thanks to him. I love this exercise, and we'll show you that one real quick. Okay, so this is basic foam rolling for the upper back with a little bit of a twist. It's almost similar to Elliot Hulse's bioenergetic stool. So you're going to put your hands behind your head, warm up the area, rolling back and forth like I've shown you in some of my other videos. And then from there, you're going to relax, drop your hips to the ground, extend your back over it, relax your neck, and take 3 to 5 deep breaths. This is actually a really good way to fall asleep as well. Then you roll up just a little bit farther along your back and repeat. This exercise is also good for eccentrically loading the abdominal muscles to teach them to, because as we talked about with force couples, the abdominals also help to pull the pelvis up in the front, so helping them to eccentrically load, increasing thoracic extension. One pointer with this one, you don't want to roll too low. Make sure you don't go below your thoracic spine into your lower back, because then you can increase excessive lumbar lordosis, which we don't want to do. Just stay in the upper back area. And now, to follow this up, I'm going to show you the finisher here, the more strengthening exercise for posterior shoulder girdle and primarily the lower trapezius. So you're going to lay on the ground like this. Put your forehead against the ground. Hands out above your head in a wide position. The farther out you have your hands, the easier this will be. Then you're going to raise your arms up over your head. Try to touch your butt. And I personally like to combine this exercise with push-ups. It's a great way to, as you're rotating the stick, the closer you bring your hands together, you can feel more of a stretch in the chest muscles here. And then once you do that, your shoulders are going to be in a prime position to get perfect push-up position. So a lot of times I like to do a couple rotations that way, do a few push-ups, a couple rotations, do a few push-ups, depending on how I'm feeling that day. All right. That concludes the video. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. If you liked the video, be sure to like it. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what other kind of content that you would like me to do a video on. If you like this content, be sure to share it with a friend that you think might benefit from it. Also, subscribe, hit that subscribe button on the video, and we'll see you all next time for more health and fitness related information. Thank you guys for watching the video. See y'all next time.